Nexxlegacy.
Branded is in the building tonight. Tonight we got a cool little show for you. Not only is it gonna be a cool little show, we're gonna run a whole bunch of not just music. We're gonna take trips down memory lane as we cross this road to 5 years of being on the air. So I'm definitely turned up and ready for a night like this tonight. And actually, I'm ready for the night. I'm ready for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Whatever you want to do, we're going to make sure we do a real grind day. So like I said, tonight's going to be one of those nights. We got one of the homies calling in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do something different. It's going to be the first time we had a winner of a dinner party with an esteemed chef who's going to be in the building. So he was on Bravo's TV, the first winner of the Roscoe's Dinner Party competition. And it was aired on the Bravo TV network, so you can definitely make sure you go ahead and Google it and, change your life. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So tonight's going to be one of those nights where we're going to talk about this guy. We're going to talk about his accomplishments. We're going to talk about just some of the stuff that he has rocking right now. We're going to talk about just being a chef and the grind that it takes to be able to, stamp your brand in this food game. You know what I'm saying? Because the food game is just like, when you think about it, it's just like the rap game. It's just like the R&B game. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a nice brand to be able to, be successful. So not only that, you got to have a nice, you got to have it all on display for people to be able to check you. You got to it's got to taste good, just like music. It's got to taste good. It's got to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, food can feel good too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to talk about some of the health stuff. We're going to talk about a whole lot of different things, you know what I'm saying? Hey, and when I say, it can make you feel good, nah, I ain't going to go there tonight. I'm not going to go there. Not going to go there. But I'm definitely looking forward to interviewing the homie Chef J.J., who should be on deck shortly. And like I said, it's been a fun year, 5 years. Definitely been a real I want to say, it's a little bit beyond a blessing. It's been a lot of fun just being able to interview so many different people and being able to touch the sky with a whole lot of different things that we got on deck. So, we on this road to 5 years, it's going to be a lot of fun because we have so many people that we got on deck as far as interviews, stuff like that. So, like I said, when it's all said and done, before the 5th year is coming past, people are going to remember and continue to remember what we got going on. So it's going to be a lovely, lovely situation. And, like I said, if people out there want to be a part of this whole legacy joint, you know what I mean, we can definitely make sure that you be a part of it. All you got to do is call in and say what's happening. Blend yourself in and dial it. If you want to dial a number, definitely do that. The number to dial is 347-215-8653. That is the number. You can press 1. And like I said, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and put, the chef extraordinaire, Chef J.J. is in the building on High Level Radio. What's up, kid?
What's up, what's up?
How's it going?
Everything's great. Can't complain.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, first, I want to thank you for taking the time out to call in and hang out with us tonight. And the people out there that haven't had a chance to be able to, see you on the Bravo TV network and know a little bit about your accomplishments, tell the listeners out there a little bit about who Chef J.J. is.
Well, Chef J.J. is a young extraordinaire. I'm a guy that was on Rocco's Dinner Party that was on the Bravo network about a year ago. The stars were just aligned, and I was able to cook food in front of a million people on TV and some great chefs, Marcus Samuelson, Rocco DeSpirito. I cooked 4 dishes against a pretty good competitor out of New Jersey, and I was able to take home the crown at the end and walk away with $20,000.
Wow. And you know what? Much respect and props on that. And you know what I'm saying? Just everything that kind of came to be with that whole situation. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a whirlwind, but, did you expect it going into the deal, or did you just kind of, just take everything in stride and just whatever happens, happens?
Well, you got to go in mentally prepared. So I'm telling myself, of course, I'm going to go in. I want to win this event. If I went in there saying, well, I really don't care,
right.
on one end, it was just like a great food experience, just to be able to be on television and be able to, just to cook food and cook your food. So it was a great experience on the food end. On the reverse end, on the competitor end, I'm just a competitor. So I went in there full blown, like I'm going in here to win this. I'm going in here to win this, and I compete with myself. So if I'm a big critic on myself. So I think I was a more competitor with myself than going against my other two competitors at that time.
So with the competition, I was fierce. And you know how it is. Anytime you compete and you trying to be able to put your foot in there as a number one, when it came to the competition, did you find a lot of people, a lot of your peers was trying to either hate on the style you was cooking, or was it just kind of like just a friendly competition, and they, if they ever tasted your food, they kind of bowed down and be like, you know what, this is good?
No, definitely. That's a good question. I'm trying to keep it.
See, look at you, man. You're trying to keep it politically correct, right? I can see.
Correct.
Man.
How can I say it? Of course, people are always going to hate on the style you cook and what you do. I try to tell people all the time, the one thing I do that everybody just doesn't do is I just give my food tons of love, and that's kind of what puts me over the top. You gotta kind of like love your food. So you can cook the same thing that I cook, and we can present the same thing. The difference is that I put a bunch of love into my food, and it's different than how you put into your food. So good luck at the end.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's lacking with a lot of with a lot of chefs out there. Like, I know the chef game is, not, earlier before you chimed in, I see it as the in a lot of ways it's the rap game too, because it's you got to have a different style. Your technique's got to be different and authentic, and not only that, I mean, you said it best when you said you got to put you got to put yourself into the food that you make, and you got to put some love and some passion into that thing. And I don't know if you want to comment on it, but to me it's lacking. It's lacking as far as.
It is. No, everybody thinks like it's great to get on the burner and salt and pepper or whatever you do, paprika, throw it in there, put on the plate. It's great.
Right.
Everything is amazing. But there's more to that. It's like, where did your product come from? How did you cook your product? Did you put time and effort into the product? Did you season it right? Did you cook it right? Did you do those simple things that make the end result better? And that's just, I'm going to take you off topic, but that just goes on with what you cook in your household. Like, people think, well, I'm just going to grab this burger meat out the supermarket. It's going to be fine. Well, hold on. Do you know where that came from?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how long it's been sitting there? Do you know who your butcher is? And that's what I mean, like, love and care. Like, I know I know my butcher that I buy my meat from in my household. Or I know, when I'm cooking in the restaurant, I'm talking to my purveyors all the time, and I'm asking them what's in season and what do they recommend and all these things. So when I was competing on Rocco's Dinner Party, and we had oxtail, and I cooked oxtails, I was talking to the butcher in the supermarket, and I was like, I want this one. Can you cut it this way for me?
Mm-hmm.
Me and him had a full-blown out conversation. It was a little different than my other guy. He was just grabbing whatever to cook his end result. And that's what I mean. I put like a lot of love and care and passion into the food, and people just don't. They just cook, put on the plate, and think it's great. And that's how it works.
You ain't never lying, man. And how did, I know, being a winner of the Roscoe's Dinner Party on Bravo TV network, I know that changed. How much of a change after the show was over and you wound up winning? Like, what was the neighborhood reaction, and then what was the reaction from people that you didn't know?
The reaction from people that I didn't know was like, well, first was, I think you're perfect to do television. You should try to do a competition show. You should try to do Top Chef. You should try to do something chopped. And then when I did it and I won it, it was like, well, why did you cook this? And why did you do that?
No,
it was more or less, it was more or less I did it for myself to kind of prove to people that, hey, I'm 28 years old. At that time, I was 26 years old, 27 years old. I can cook just as good as anybody else. I'm a black guy. I'm young. I have credentials. I'm classically trained. I can cook just as good as anybody else in the country.
Right.
And that was my end result, to prove to people that, yeah, you hear that I cook, or I cook at these great places, now you can watch me and say, oh, JJ, you all right. you do a little something there. You got a little swag in the kitchen. I see you. That was my whole end result. For the national end, it was just an eye-opener. It was just showing people that there's another black chef out there besides Marcus Samuelson. There's somebody else out there that is trying, that wants people to know that that black people could cook, that they could cook right. It's not, they just don't cook fried chicken and collard greens and macaroni and cheese. There's a person out there that really cooks food. You know?
Right on, man. When did you? How old were you when you decided? You know what? The chef game is really something that I'm passionate about, and this is really what I want to do.
I was like a kid. I was like 7, 8 years old. Saw a commercial on TV, Culinary Institute of America in upstate New York. Told my mom going to school there. She started laughing. So I'm gonna be a chef. She said, "You sure you're not gonna be a doctor or a politician?" And help be a chef. And I was just lucky enough that my grandmother at that time was, you know, a big cooker in the kitchen. So she used to like force feed me beets and squash and zucchini, things that I hated,
right.
that I love to cook today. So I eat beets like kids eat Skittles. You know, like that's, you know, I cook those things. So I chose my career at a really young age. And it also turned out to be like my passion and my hobby that I'm able to do every day. So it's really great for me.
You know, it's funny how you mentioned, you know, just kind of like your grandparents or your parents kind of giving you certain things that you know, you look back on now and be like, you know what, good looking, because now I'm using this to the utmost degree and stuff like that. Same deal with me. Like, you know, I didn't want to learn how to play the piano, but now I'm pretty good at it, and it was all because of my grandma pushing that. So, you know, I feel you when it comes to, you know, just that influence on the side. So when it comes to what you got going right now today in 2012, Chef J.J., what's cooking in your kitchen, so to speak? What you got going on?
Right now I'm working on 2 major projects. One's a kids cooking show. It's called Kids Love Cooking with Chef J.J. It's about conscious eating, teaching kids that eating consciously will lead to eating healthy, because nobody knows what eating healthy really is. I'm also working on a cookbook that's geared towards the urban foodie, so people that all live in urban cities, that host dinner parties or cook for a loved one or trying to impress. That should be out in the middle of October. Something really easy, simple, around $20 for the cookbook, so I hope I get a lot of love for that. You can follow me on Chef Joe Johnson on Twitter, Chef J.J. on Facebook, or ChefJoeJohnson.com. That's really what I have going on right now. Just really simple, just trying to make that push.
There you go. And when it comes to eating healthy, and I'm glad you mentioned that, when it comes to that, there's, I mean, especially in the black community where it's just, you know, it's a lot of fast food popping. It's a lot of different types of foods that, you know, you would want to kind of stay away from, as far as eating like every day, all day, or something like that. Like, what are some of the tips that you can give the African American community as far as, you know, different health things that can still be not just good for, you know, people's taste buds, but also good for, like, you know, just staying healthy and just keeping that energy rolling?
I keep, one thing I like to say is we, African American community, love American cheese. And I don't think people realize is that cheese is white. Cheese is not yellow. So how did they make American cheese? So you're out there eating American cheese. It's a processed oil, basically, that's filled with so much stuff. We could talk about it all day. But that's just one tip. Like, go to the store and buy white cheddar. All your cheese in your fridge should be white. Cheese is white. Milk is white. Milk is not yellow, which cheese
it's not
yellow.
Or it's not orange or whatever you want to call it, right?
Orange or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like my simple tip, because, or just your soda game. Just drink water. Find a juice that has low sugar content. Drink cranberry juice. Just know what you're putting in your body. Or, hey, just don't eat the same thing every day. Don't eat McDonald's every day. Don't eat chicken every day. Switch it up. Just change up your moderation. It's all about moderation and finding different ways to eat. So if you eat chicken on Monday, on Tuesday eat steak. On Wednesday eat pork. It's just changing up your diet, changing your body, so it's not used to the same thing over and over.
What else can you give the community out there listening, as far as not just African Americans, but all races, as far as some of the things that would be important as far as vegetables and things like that? Because vegetables, a lot of kids don't like it, but there's a lot of ways that you can make it that you might be able to capture the the attention of a child or something like that. So what are some tips on that vegetable game that you can be able to give the listeners out there, as far as to try to
if you live in an area that has a farmer's market, bring your child to the farmer's market. Let them interact with the farmers. Let them walk around the vegetables and ask questions. I'm going to really, I think, intrigue them and pick their brain. A lot of kids don't realize that there's an orange called the blood orange that's in season in the wintertime. And if they opened it up, they would just look at it and say, why does this orange have this reddish color to it? And they would probably taste it to see what it tastes like. Or that there's 36 varieties of apples. It's just not a green and a yellow. There's tons of apples out there that kids or everybody should try to eat. And just try to eat what's in season. If you're out right now and you're shopping, look for white corn. There's some really good white corn. Has some really good essentials in it right now. It's in season. It's sweet. You can just grill it, come off the grill with some butter and salt and pepper. Or just grill it on the husk and make a cheese rub or an herb rub. Right now, I'm really fond on the white corn.
Okay. Wow, that's good game right there, because I just feel when it comes to people's eating habits, a lot of us tend to kind of go left, and we don't really take care of our bodies when. There's a lot of good, healthy food out there, and people can really pay attention. Now, as far as your cooking skills, I had a couple of people send me emails over the last few minutes asking, are you getting ready to try to pursue opening up your own restaurant? What's on deck as far as that? Because if you had somebody say like Oprah Winfrey, she came in and she wanted your very best. What's some of what is some of your specialties? I know all of it is, but what's the one that's like, what, you can't deny this. This is just hands down good. I don't care who you are, you're gonna love this.
I would tell you hands down, you're gonna love it. Is gonna be my oxtails and my carrot ginger puree, hands down. I do this lobster salad with mango, avocado, chili, lime vinaigrette with English peas and mint. That I think is amazing in the summertime. And I also do this chilled corn soup, where it's just 3 simple ingredients. It's this corn, jalapeno, and onions that we chill. And it comes with shrimp corn fritters. That's also one of my big signature dishes right around this time, that if Oprah was to eat, I think she would want me to fly it out for her every day.
There you go. I love it. What you got on deck? I mean, you trying to open up your restaurant right now, or what you got as far as that goes?
Right now, I'm looking at trying to put a restaurant in the East Harlem area in New York City. I think it's the area that's lacking and has great potential. But I'm open for anywhere. I'm always looking anywhere. I'm just trying to find the right place, the right location, the right fit, and the right team of people to work with.
There you go. Because I'm pretty sure like, especially with not just being a chef, but just being or opening or wanting to open any kind of restaurant, you got to have the same kind of people that's on your level when it comes to, working beside you in the restaurant game. Because if you don't, that reputation that you built can crumble real quick if you got a bad team around you, correct?
Oh, terrible. Yeah, no, exactly. That's correct. You got to work with people on the same level or better than you.
Because you're just not dealing with food critics. You're also dealing with word of mouth. Because, you know how it is with word of mouth. If you got a restaurant, it could be, a hole in the wall, a real small joint. But if the stuff is good, if the food is good, they're going to tell people, and they're going to tell more people, and then so on and so forth. I mean, it's that domino effect that always kind of comes in. And I was thinking about one. It was a restaurant back in the day. I was a young child. It was called Big Daddy's Fish Restaurant. It was a small, real tiny hole in the wall in Berkeley, California. Remember it to this day because people used to line up blocks just to be able to get in and get that fish. That's how good it was, and it was the only thing that was going. It was everything from catfish to, they had a bunch of stuff, and it was just good. It was that good. And I was a little dude, so I was like, you know what? Hey, I still remember just how it was a family atmosphere, and they took care of their people, and the food was bomb, man. It was real good. Real good.
I mean, that's what it's about. Like, it's all about word of mouth. That's the best advertisement. Like you said, word of mouth could kill you or really keep you going. And that's how I am when I do food and wine events. I just try to touch as many people as I can through my food, so everybody can get a good experience with Chef J.J.
You can actually follow this man right here on Twitter. Make sure you go ahead and go to Chef Joe Johnson on the Twitter right now. You can also go and check him out on the website. You still have ChefJoeJohnson.com up there, up and away for people to check out. And man, I mean, just from some of the stuff that you actually just said that would be your best, and you said if Oprah was tasting some of the stuff that you just named out, she'll probably want you to fly it in ASAP and stuff like that. Like, man, you gonna have me go fly down there to come taste what you got going on, bro. Like, that's real dope. And one question I did have for you is there was a I believe it was either a chef or it was somebody out there that just made the best kind of soul food that passed away. I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. Yes.
Sylvia.
Yes. What your thoughts on that person? Because I'm not from out there, but that's all I heard was some of the best soul food, just some of the best. Period. Like, do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, Sylvia is a legend, a person that was never trained. Took her style of cooking that was from the home and put it in a restaurant, and became a legend. Has spices and sauces on the shelves. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she changed the way people looked at soul food, kind of like Nexxlegacy, how you changed the way people looked at cooking, or right. Julia Childs, or she's a mainline chef. Harlem will definitely miss her. People in the culinary industry will definitely miss her. Her food was refined. She did great things. I would tell you when you come out this way to definitely still come check out Sylvia's. They're going to keep it as consistent as they can keep it. Right. But she definitely, when you think of Harlem, you think of Sylvia. She was there when Harlem first started in my eyes. When I first started knowing Harlem, she was there. And she's there now competing with some mainstream restaurants as Red Rooster and doing very well. Wow. When people used to come to Harlem, that's where they came. They came to Sylvia. They wanted to know what soul food was. They wanted to taste her soul cooking. So she's a legend. Definitely not just for Harlem, but just in the culinary world.
Wow, that's real heavy. I mean, like I said, for me not being out there, I definitely, want to experience it. But definitely want to experience, something going on from Chef J.J. is definitely a priority. When I touch down to get out that way. And before I let you go, I got one, what I feel might be important as far as questions and whatnot. So you being a chef, and there's so many people out there that that is aspiring to not just be in the shoes that you're in, building a brand, so to speak, with not just the good cooking, but just a good way of life on the health wise. How do you feel about some of the other shows out there, not just Martha Stewart and some of these other cooking shows that they have in so many different cable networks? Like, what is your thoughts on the evolution of that? Do you feel like it's in its right place right now, or do you think it's it's kind of commercialized?
Oh, it's definitely I can't knock cooking shows at all because
because you're one. I mean, you might get that call one day and they might want you on there.
I might get that call and they might have kids of Cooking with Chef J.J. or something else. But it really opens the eyes. Cooking shows have opened the eyes to people and said, hold on, this food is fun.
Mm-hmm.
People watch everyone say bang or whatever he was saying at the time. And he changed the whole way we looked at food. And it's great because now you go out to eat and you think that you're this foodie because you sit there and you watch a Food Network and Paula Dean told you this and this person told you this and Bobby told you this. So when you go out to eat, you're intrigued a little bit more on how you look at food versus this is just food and I need to just consume it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the food world is in its peak at all.
Right.
I think it's a progression. Some shows are great, some shows are crazy. But every show that's out there has a different effect or a different approach or a different feel on everybody. What makes it easier for me or makes it harder for me as a chef?
There you go. Hey, putting classic words right there. And one quick one. If somebody's out there trying to hit you up on a catering gig, how can they get a hold of you?
Just hit me up on JJ at chefjoejohnson.com.
All right, y'all heard it here first. So all you people out there, not just in his town, I mean, he might fly you out to whatever city, whatever state. And, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all heard him. He'll go anywhere. So, Tokyo people, all you people out there that listen, hey, that man might fly you out and change your life, baby. That's what it is. Hey man, I wanna thank you, bruh, and I wanna make sure that anytime that we have something real major going on, which we would want to send a shout out to staff mate of mine, someone that has been a part of this radio station for almost the whole 5 years. My man A Butter show enough. Got to send us some major shout outs, but I don't know if he told you everything that's cooking within the next month or so, but I definitely want to partner up with you and try to be able to help out and push your brand, up a little. You know what I'm saying? As best we can.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you letting me come on the show. A Butter held me down. I want to tell you thank you. And anytime you think you can use me with something or you want to cross-collaborate, I'm definitely going to keep you on my mind. I hope I stay on yours.
Hey, you know what? To be honest, man, I don't run into too many real high-level type of chefs like this, bro. So, I'm already have a few things circulating in my head that'll already be like, you know what? I think we could do this. I think we really can, because it's a rarity to be able to have a Nexxlegacy station chef in the building where we can be able to, collaborate and chop it up and, try to make a profit, baby. That's what we do.
No, definitely. Sounds good.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, congratulations again on the win for the Bravo Network, on being on the Roscoe's show. And continue your success, man, and keep grinding, literally, man. And, like I said, I want to be able to come out and taste your food and do a real big type of catering thing, man. So we'll definitely be in touch, man, for sure.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again. Appreciate
it. It is my man, Chef J.J. on this edition of High Level Radio. Your man Brandon is in the building.
Nexxlegacy.